Good afternoon. Is it a bit dark here? Is it a bit dark here? I tell you what. Excuse me just a second. Does that make any difference? Vaguely. This makes any difference. Yeah, it makes a bit of difference. It's shining in my eyes, though. You can't see my pretty face. So what's happening with me? Brewed a cup of tea. Had some family strife, which was laughable. Just totally laughable. A relative of mine refuses to visit me because I'm unvaccinated and go to my WI once a month. So she doesn't want to be in the same room as me. Even though I did a COVID test and presented her with the evidence that I'm COVID-free, that wasn't good enough either. She doesn't want to be in the same room as me, because I go to my WI once a month. But she's quite happy to tell me she goes to Tesco's every week. How many people are there in Tesco's on an average day? And you don't know whether they're vaccinated, unvaccinated, infected, not infected. Yet I'm clean. She doesn't want to be in the same room as me. I mean, come on, darling, play the game a bit, yeah. Darling, you are two things. If you're watching this, you are two things. One, a complete idiot. And two, history. Go away. I can't be doing with it. So, quick shout out for S. Moore. S. Moore. I'll leave a link below to S. Moore's channel. Only got 37 subscribers. Let's get him up a bit. What was he doing? What did I see him doing? US infantry for Vietnam, that was it. Some American War of Independence figures. And he's got some Italian Wars castings. He's going to be doing. Nice looking channel. I haven't had a lot of time to delve into it properly. But nice looking channel. Nice painting. Go and check him out. S. Moore. I don't think I've given him a shout out before. I'm pretty certain I haven't. If I have, forgive me, but go check him out. S. Moore. So I was going to do the troop review for you today, but I got to go out a bit later, and it's time I dig all the troops out and set it all up and everything. So we'll do that for you tomorrow. We'll do the troop review. But I'm going to go anyway tomorrow, so we'll do the troop review for you tomorrow. The command base, Wellington command base, that's done. Hooray, hooray. I'll put it on the turntable in a wee bit. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. There you go. Complete with map table at the back with 3 figures around it. So I'm quite happy with that. Quite pleased with that. Trees by one company, figures by another. They're actually, appropriately enough, the company that makes these trees is called Bush. They're not a German company. Very nice trees. For 1/72nd, very, very nice trees indeed. I was 2 minds whether to use deciduous trees or conifers, as I told you previous. I went with the conifers. I think it's worked very well. Very, very nice looking command stand. So That's me nap free now. Hooray! No more naps. Well, not for now anyway. I will go back to it because I've got a lot more stuff I want to do. Ammunition caissons and ambulances and sort of wagons and stuff. So I want to keep adding to the thing, keep the collection expanding. But gee, I need a break from that stuff, I tell you. So I've been working on our 132 scale British Airborne by Airfix. Now I'm very pleased to say with these figures, unlike the 1/72 figures, if you try using a sanding stick on them or an emery board or something to try and sand out mould lines and stuff, they sort of fray up. The 1/72 figures, they're very soft, pliable polythene, whereas these 132 figures, they'll take a sanding stick, no problem at all. It's fine, you can sand them, no problem, and you can sand out the mould lines. They're very nice figures. Are some things to bear in mind with them if you're going to have a go at them. There are some things to bear in mind, which I shall now show you. Firstly, didn't seem to matter which figures I picked. There was a dirty great mould line all the way around the edge of it, which has to be got rid of. But like I say, you can trim it as near to the figure as possible and then sand it down. There's no problem. It's time consuming, but you can do it. So that's the first thing you'll bear in mind. They've got mould lines. A lot of them come with injector pin marks. Some of them you can just sand out with a sanding stick. Others are sunk right in, and you need to fill them with, I use green stuff, liquid green stuff. Bear in mind with this stuff, when you put it on, you want to put on quite a bit more than the area you're filling, because it shrinks when it dries, it shrinks down. That's ideal. Try and find one that's that I filled. Gotta be one here that I filled somewhere. Yeah, there, look. And you can see that on the back. Little area there that I've filled. A little bit by the... There, you can see that in this light. A little bit by the pouch there I filled. So that's something you've got to bear in mind, injector pin marks. And these also, I noticed this by accident, and I looked properly on them. A lot of these figures didn't seem to be on everyone, but a lot of these figures, they have numbers stamped on them that are standing proud of the figure. I found one with 8 on it, one with 7 on it, one with 30 something on it. So you want to get rid of them, sand them off, trim them off. So something else to bear in mind with these figures. Guy with a Bren gun. I've got a couple of guys with Bren guns. It's my little stick here. There's, you can see that. I've managed to trim out between the arm and the Bren gun there, because that was all filled with plastic. And one of them I actually had to go and visit the Flash Dragon to consult the Flash Dragon and do it with that. But I think it looks much better if you can get that plastic out. The figure looks a lot better for it. So that's another thing. I put them on, as you can see, I put them on poker chips. I cut off the original base, but the portion of the base that's under the foot, I've left that, so they look like they're on, almost got bricks under their feet or something. Reason being is, when you put the filler on the base, the filler comes up, they should look like they're on normal ground, just walking on level ground. Whereas if you'd have left the original base and just glued that the poker chip, then put the filler on. They'd have been sort of ankle deep in filler. I didn't want them down in the filler, so I've done it this way. But very nice figures, very, very nice detailing on them. The other figure that I've tinkered with, that's my my wireless operator. This morning I put in the cabling for the earphones and the handset, because there was no cabling or anything in it. It just looked ridiculous. So you can see I've put the wiring in for the headphones and the handset, for reasons of authenticity, and just to make it look proper and make it look better. I use some of this very thin gauge copper wire, and it's ideal. It's ideal. I've got a whole roll of it here put aside. So very nice. Every time I do this, I get one of them go off. I don't know what it is. If it's not that, it's a clock. But yeah, nice wireless operator. That would be my job, as you know, wireless operator. And there's Bren gun carrier. There's a pin mark in its back. You can see that I filled. Guy with the Enfield with telescopic sight on it. Standing guy firing. Guy advancing. Guy with a Sten gun. What I did with that was the barrels on the Sten guns were sagging downwards, and it didn't matter if you pushed them up, they would just sag down again. So I just thought, to hell with it. I cut them off and put in pieces of matte pin. They're much better, much better. And of course, command figure. That's a lovely figure. Actually, the barrel on his Sten gun is fine. We can leave that one. It's just the others that need doing. Beautiful, beautiful figure. The only thing I did have to do with this guy was there was a big, right across the top of his beret, there was like a big indent, big groove. So I had to fill that. And a little bit down the inside of, now you can see it, down the inside of that. You can see it, no, you can't see it really. I had to fill down the inside of the leg. There's a groove down the inside of the leg, so I had to fill that. But other than that, yeah, very nice, very nice. So that's 12 British Airborne, all ready for some primer. Very, very nice. They're nice figures by Airfix. They're to be commended on producing such nice figures. They're really nice. If you're prepared to put the time and effort in to bring them up to scratch. So like I say, there's quite a bit of work involved just getting them ready for priming with the ejector pin marks and the mould lines and all this business. It's quite a lot of work. But if you're prepared to put in the hours to do it, very, very good, very, very good figures indeed. And nice figures to start my experience of 132, because I'm still learning to paint. And like I've said to you in previous videos, you can get away with a hell of a lot painting 1/72 scale figures. You can get away with murder, literally get away with murder. But these figures, my painting's going to have to be upped considerably, because big scale stuff, you can notice all the mistakes. but lovely figures, lovely figures. It's going to be interesting when I get around to doing some stuff like Waffen-SS and all this with P-dot camo and all that. That's going to be really interesting to see how I get on with that. P-dot camo and leaf pattern and all this business. That's a challenge for a painter and no mistake. So that's roughly where I'm at. I'm now going to go away and give these 12 British Airborne coat of primer, yellow primer. Then tomorrow I will get up bright and early and I will do the troop review. And that's the first time, actually, that'll be the first time I've seen them all together on the table. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. And what I'll do in a minute is I'll put this command stand, I'll put it on the turntable. You can have a proper look at it on the turntable. So that's me done. I hope you're all keeping well and plague free. Yeah, S More. Check out S More down below. Nice looking channel. There's some nice painted figures, some nice stuff. Let's get him a few more subscribers, get him up a bit. I know what it's like. We all know what it's like when you first start out. You've got minimal subscribers and it's hard to get that clock ticking over. So let's get him some more subscribers. Anyway, I'm rambling now, I'm waffling now. Be careful, stay safe. See you with the troop review. Right, me with you again. I was going to put the command stand on the turntable, but you know what? I cannot put my hands on my turntable. I've searched high and low, and I don't know where it's to, honestly. Which is very frustrating, very annoying, so I apologize. If I can find it tomorrow, when I'm pulling stuff out for the troop review, then we'll do it for you. But as of this moment, I cannot put my hands on my turntable, and I'm not going to do my head in over it. But hopefully, tomorrow, somewhere along the lines, I'll bump into it. But if you saw how much stuff I had in that room, if you saw how much stuff I had in there, and the stash pile and all that, you would see my problem. But that's annoying, it's frustrating. So anyway, I apologize. So, see you tomorrow. Troop review.